Hi everybody. Uh, Hopefully this video might give you some information if you have a computer, just use it and don't know a lot about this stuff. But maybe I'll make you aware of some things that your computer might be doing. Now, I started out in computers back in late 80s, early 90s. So I've run MS-DOS 5, MS-DOS 6, Windows 3.1, and every Windows up to Windows 11, which we have now. Now, if you have a Windows 11 machine, this is where all this information really comes into play. Now, over the years, Windows had some very bad uh, versions, like Windows Vista, terrible. Windows 8, terrible. And they've all had their little quirks and problems, but Windows 11 to me has gotten way too intrusive in your life. Start out, if you have a Windows 10 machine and you want to upgrade to a Windows 11 because support for Windows 10 is gone now. They've stopped supporting Windows 10s, wanting to push everybody into Windows 11. So if you want to upgrade to Windows 11, if you don't have a newer computer with called a TPM module in it, it's a piece of hardware in your machine. It stands for Trusted Platform Module or something like that. If your machine doesn't have that, you cannot upgrade to Windows 11. It won't install. They tell you, well, go out and buy a new computer. Well, maybe you can't afford a new computer, or maybe the computer you have runs just fine. It does everything you need to do. You just need an operating system with support. Well, you're out of luck. Now, there are ways you can hack around that and get Windows 11 installed, but that might not be a permanent fix. But that's one of the issues with Windows 11 now. It's like, oh, just buy a new computer. Like everybody can just afford to do that. Next problem I have with Windows is what they call Windows Recall. It's recently come out in the newest updates for Windows 11. And what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to, if you have a problem with the machine, you can go back and recall to another time. But what it does, it takes snapshots of everything you're doing on your computer every few seconds, and it sends it to a server, Microsoft. So everything you do on your computer, they have a copy of it. Now, they already had a program that could do that for you. It's called Recovery. You might have to manually tell Recovery to save your computer stuff, but it was stored on your own computer. And if you had a problem, you could just go to Recovery and go back in time to before you had the problem. Say if you installed something that caused a problem with your computer, you could recover back to before you did that installation. That's what Recall is supposed to do, but Recovery didn't send everything you're doing to Microsoft. I don't want everybody having access to everything on my computer. What I do on my computer is my own business. It's nobody else's business. Not them doing anything wrong. It's just my computer. It's my privacy. Next one up was Copilot. This was built into Windows 11. It's an AI thing. I've never used it. Not even sure what it does, because I'm not a big fan of artificial intelligence. And if I wanted it on my computer, I would install it. I wouldn't want Windows forcing me to install. But I turned Copilot off, disable it and everything. Microsoft does an update, and it's re-enabled and running again every time. So I have to keep turning it off, disabling it, try to find a way to uninstall it, but updates, it comes right back on again. Same with Windows OneDrive. I keep my files on my local computer. I don't want them on the cloud. I don't want them on Microsoft servers. I have a external hard drive for backups. I have 3 or 4 actually. All my files go back up on my local computer on my hard drive, on my external hard drive. That's the way I want to keep it. But every time I turn OneDrive off, window update, OneDrive's back on again. Or if I have to reload computers, there's OneDrive, Copilot, all that stuff, junk is right back on there again where I don't want it. Then there's updates. They come out with a lot of updates. I could be in the middle of something and the computer will tell me, time to update. And before I could say no, it's shutting down. Or, say I go to bed, I turn my computer off, get up the next morning, turn my computer on. It might take 10, 15 minutes or longer to start because when I shut it down, Windows decide it's time for an update and it's forcing me into an update. If I want to do an update, I'll choose when I want the update to be done. I don't want Windows deciding for me. And I might not even want that update. If it does something I don't want, maybe I want to bypass that update. Windows isn't given a choice anymore. And being forced into a Microsoft account. I might already cover this, but I don't want to be forced into signing up to an account. So what I've done, I've switched to Linux, so probably over a month ago. Linux has been around a long time, probably when my son, he's in his 30s now, when he was like first, second grade, this tech show we used to watch started talking about Linux. So we gave it a try. And back then it was more like MS-DOS. You had to type in commands, stuff like that. Or if you wanted to install a program, you had to learn the commands to do that. And we didn't stick with it too much. He did more than I did over time. And he works on it all the time now, he told me. Even though he's running programming on different machines. But the Linux versions now are way better. Like they claim Linux Mint, which is one distribution, is easy for Windows users. It's more like Windows, everything looks more like, it's easy to install, easier to swap over to. Myself, I went with one called Pop OS. I ran a Ubuntu Studio for a little while, and it was good, but the Studio version came out with so much stuff that I don't use. I mean, it was packed with tons of stuff for like making music, stuff like that, 3D drawing, stuff like that. I don't do a lot of stuff. I just make videos, edit videos, and maybe once in a while work with photographing pictures, removing backgrounds, stuff like that, or fixing pictures I've taken with my camera. But Pop OS, when I installed that, I could choose kind of what programs I wanted to use, what ones I don't, and more customizable. And it seemed a little quicker than Ubuntu. And they have what they call the Pop Store, and I can go on the Pop Store, find what program I need, click a button, it downloads, it installs. I don't have to go in command lines, anything like that. It's kind of automatic. I just tell it what I want it to do and it does it. So I've been really happy with Pop OS so far. And then there are tons and tons of distributions of Linux. Linux was actually born off Unix, which was used to be all the machines ran off Unix. So it's more like that. So a lot of times if you're connecting to a government computer or some website or something, you're connecting to a Linux machine, you just don't know. They use Linux because it's more stable than Windows. It's more secure than Windows, and more just handles things better than Windows. I also, Linux versions are free, unlike Windows versions. You always had to buy Windows up until just the last couple of versions that they put out. You had to buy the software. Well, with Linux, it's all open source. People modify it, work on it, build on it, and it's all free. You don't have to pay for any version of it. All the programs that I've got on it are free. A lot of the programs I used in Windows, there was Windows versions, and then there's Linux versions of them. And so a lot of the programs I'm running here in Linux, I ran in Windows. Now there are some programs that do not run on Linux, and have to find an alternate program, but everything works fine for me. I don't have anything on Windows that I'm absolutely tied to that I have to have. Like Microsoft Office, I don't use Microsoft Office. I don't pay for any of that. But the Linux version of LibreOffice works just fine, works just like Office. I can't really tell them apart. So everything's fine for me. I'm done with Windows. Like I said, I've used every version that's ever been out since Windows 3.1, and I'm done with them. They've gotten so intrusive, forcing you into things. The computer has got to be run the way they want you to run it. No, this is my computer. I paid for it. I'll run it the way I want to run it. I'll put my software on a hard drive and save it where I want to run it, and I'll reboot the computer or update when I want to do it, not when Windows wants me to. And I do, like I said, I do have a dual boot system right now. If there is something I absolutely have to do in Windows, I can boot my computer in Windows, do it, reboot, and be back in Linux. And I haven't touched Windows hardly at all. I did get on there this morning to look at my cameras in Michigan to see how much snow there was there, because my security cameras don't have a Linux version yet. So I did have to run Windows for that for a few minutes this morning, but everything else I've done has been Linux. So if you have any questions, comments, feel free to drop them down in the comments. I'll get back to you, answer what I can. If you want to try Linux, there's all kinds of different distributions. You can put it on a memory stick, plug it in your computer, get your computer to boot from it, and you can try it out without installing it. You can run it just like it's on your computer. But if you decide you don't want to install it, you can remove the memory stick and be just like it was before you tried. So you got that choice as well. And like I said, a lot of people praise Linux Mint for Windows users. So if you want to give it a try, you might try that one. Like me, I'm a little bit more advanced user, so Pop! OS was a little bit more technical, but still easy for me. So share the video, like the video, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm a small channel, don't have many subscribers. I don't get paid for any of this, don't make any money on my YouTube. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.